Oh fuck, am I dead? I'm dead. It's also challenging too. Well, I mean, because I suck, I guess. That's why normally I would just, okay, well, I'll just level up.
I mean, it's just, you know, if you were to take a look over at the Parasite Eve 1 Metacritic,
He was just there, Aya. You're closing in on
Yeah,
him.
what does it say?
you'd see an 81 based on professional reviews, but a 9 based on user reviews. And it's generally considered a favorable game with universal acclaim. One of the only RPGs since FF7 to deserve any kind of hype or at least anticipation. Thrilled, chilled, and a little hungry, worth the price of admission. Few characters, but they more than make up for their roles. Full-scale epic engulfs you from top to bottom. Here's something interesting. 0 negative reviews for Parasite Eve 1.
Nice.
Both professionally and user.
Nice. What's your favorite Parasite Eve game? Is that 2 or 1?
1. Definitely 1. 2, 1, I think Kyle Madigan is lame. I think the little sister thing is like, it's less interesting in the sense that like I feel like, it's a little bit of where I kind of expected it to go in that place, and that's fine. But it was also just kind of like it took place in 2 settings more or less. I feel like you got a lot more variety out of the first game in terms of like environments.
Okay.
I think playing with a buddy cop, you know, was a really fun way to go about the game.
Yeah.
Those scenes of them driving in the car, going to investigate.
Yeah, the New York setting.
Police station.
This is why I like the first game. Like, I don't care about the horror.
Aya running around on her own in the desert was not as great. Even though those creepy llama horseman face things were creepy, and the guy with the dog was cool, the setting was way less interesting. And the characters were way less interesting.
But also the music was, I didn't like the music as much.
Sure.
Because it was not composed by Yoko Shimomura.
But yeah, I feel like 1 was definitely the better game, or the best in the franchise. I don't think that's really, like, that's not exactly a controversial opinion.
No, you know, in 1 I had, I customized the handgun, my main gun, handgun so much that I put all the upgrades on it, and it has like, one clip of a handgun has like 600 bullets.
Wow.
A handgun, not even like a assault rifle or something.
Now I know that you don't think fondly of 2, but it did get a 79, which and then an 8.9 in user scores.
Yeah.
And it too has 0 negative ratings on the professional side, but it has 4 on the user side with 104 positive. So a lot of people really like Parasite Eve 2.
I mean, 2 is not that awful. It's just the reason why
It's only slightly less good than 1.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's because the reason why I hate 2 is because it's not 1. I mean, 2 by itself, if it was 2, exactly the same way how people feel about this about Third Birthday. If it wasn't a third Parasite Eve game, then it's fine. Well, 2, that's how I feel like 2. Because I wanted another RPG game with territories. I mean, where you stand matters, and it has ATB system. And then 2 suddenly became a survival horror, which is not what I wanted.
I mean, as an outsider to the entire survival horror thing, yeah, I guess I was less critical of that aspect of it.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, no, 0 negative reviews, excuse me.
Oh man.
Do you feel that if you dislike a game enough to not finish it, should you still be allowed to give it a score?
Yes. I mean, a lot of people do that.
Yeah. You don't feel that you need to complete it?
No, because, for example, let's say I can score the graphics right now.
Yeah.
I don't have to see the ending, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, if a movie sucks so much that you walk out of it, then you're kind of like, well, my score is that I walked out of it. Anyway, the review process as a whole, though, is a very weird, debatable topic, because I remember getting into it with Liam for a while, because we were talking about like how, like, you can honestly argue forever, but it all comes down to whether you think the point of a review is supposed to inform a purchasing decision, or whether it's supposed to objectively critique a piece of art.
okay.
So, for example, Ground Zeroes, right? Metal Gear?
Yeah, okay.
Do you factor in the price when reviewing the game?
No.
Why not?
No, I factor, I review a game based on if the game is fun or not, and the price has nothing to do with it. I can. Why not? I cannot tell you why. I just don't factor that.
Right. Well, some people would argue that, like, hey, Ground Zeroes is cheaper than the average game, right? Instead of paying $79 for it, you're paying like $29. Therefore, you should definitely go pick this up. Would be their way of kind of putting it together. And I totally, or in some cases the reviews were like, this was way too short for the amount of money I paid for it, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely feel that, like, yeah, I don't factor in. I prefer to critique something on its own, because, like, what if in the future that price changes, which it undoubtedly will, then that means your purchasing review is no longer valid, right? So, it's less about, oh, should I go buy this game, and more about, like, was this a well-made video game, you know? But there's two types of reviews.
Do you also factor the time it takes to beat the game? Also,
Oh, like replay value, or just like length overall?
I suppose replay value too.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, it's sort of, but like at the same time. So that's the argument, right? Is like, does a movie get rated based on it being a short film, or 90 minutes, or 3 hours? You know, does that in some cases, like, will that affect how you feel about things? It's like, well, if it's a full story and you have a lot to say, then it can take time. Replay value is definitely a more commercial and aspect to things, and it's more about, the replay value is about, like, definitely like money.
I think.
Hold on a second, I want to hear Maida freaking out. Oh, he wants to get himself a high one for analysis. Okay, got it. So yeah, there's an argument to be made that, like, the moment I start talking about, like, all the awesome New Game Plus content in something, or how Kirby games or Smash games or Sakurai games in general just have so much replay and so much to do, it starts, you're basically like, you're talking about it from the point of view of, like, you're getting your money's worth, you know? So there's two, I think you have to set from the outset, you have to basically decide and inform whether or not your review is about a piece of art, or it's about telling someone if they should buy something.
Okay, yeah. Is it a recommendation to buy a game, or an experience? Or
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, like, am I recommending this to you based on you having money in your pocket that I'm suggesting how you spend it? Or is it just objectively like, this game compared to other video games in the history of gaming stands out for these reasons? You know, like, what do you think is more valid or important? For me, it's usually the latter.
there's something like, you know, my opinions is often controversial, and people think like that what I'm saying, what I like, what I'm trying to go with that is that sometimes people mistake what I mean. Just because I like something doesn't mean I know that I'm saying it's good. Like,
Do you have an example?
I could like something is bad.
Do you have an example besides this very game?
Not on top of my head, but I can easily.
Do you want to talk about DMC2 again?
All right, for the last time.
I'm joking.
No, but I still have to say it because people keeps thinking that DMC2 is my favorite game.
Okay.
For some reason, that rumor never goes out.
You know
Do you
what?
remember why it made such an impact on you guys when I talk about DMC2?
Yeah.
And how you hyperbole it? Do you remember what I said? And I didn't say it was my favorite, but I say something that was very controversial. I prefer DMC2 over DMC3.
That's what you said.
That's what you said, and then that got overblown.
Yep.
Because what I said and basically to you what you heard is DMC2 is the best.
Because DMC3 is the best. So,
At the time, yeah. So that's what I mean. People interpret my words differently than what I'm saying,
Right.
and sometimes I.
Welcome to the game, Min. Because as somebody who often, like, hey, there's a lot of lore out there about me. Guess what? Like, the overwhelming majority of it is kind of just random nonsense that Matt and Pat came up with in their LPs.
Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, now that Best Friends is over, they had nothing else to talk about, so they talked shit about me because I was the friend they had in common. You know, it is what it is. That's how it rolled out. And in retrospect, looking back at it now, you can see it for what it was. And some of it's hilarious, and some of it is tired. And you know, like in some cases, people throw it at me anyway. So I can hear the exhaustion in your voice in the same way that I have the exhaustion.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, every time
Welcome to the club.
Every time I bring it up, you know, it's the same as me hearing about how Woolie loves to kill animals or steals pies. What a liar. Grab that O-face from Google and post it everywhere. Isn't it hilarious? Did you see the video of the guy reading the storybook of Woolie the Liar Stole My Pie? Did you see the new video? Did you see it though? It's a reading of him stealing. It's a reading of Woolie the Liar Stole My Pie for children. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Did you see it though?
No.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, you might not have seen it, but here it is. I hope you saw it. Yeah. So it just, like, it really hit its breaking point. Like, the whole thing.
It's a new weapon. Dive into the soldier with the cannon.
There was no human that turned into that, was there?
No. Do you remember this mini boss? It's called. He's called the Reaper. It's an enemy that
Yeah, I
can
remember
and
the teleport.
from the first.
Yeah, you have to run from him.
The only weapon that can penetrate the Reaper's
So I have a weapon right now that.
Is he the same one from before?
You can
Yes.
destroy
Okay.
this beast.
Right.
Like this one has intelligence. It knows where I am. It's looking for me.
Gotcha. So the problem is, of course, is that, like, you know, people that are kind of just like doing things in good fun, kind of, you know, are just like, it's not malicious intent. They're just laughing at a joke, and just, they've heard it once or twice, so it's pretty funny. They haven't heard it literally over 1,000 times. They haven't seen literally 2,000 to 3,000 tweets over the course of a month or two.
I can say something that a lot of people can relate. It's the same thing as making fun of your name. You've heard your jokes about your name the whole life. So everyone says that makes a joke of it, thinks that, oh, that's new, right? They're making a joke, but you heard it a fucking million times, right?
You must have seen the tweet about name stuff.
Name?
Recently, there's a series of tweets, and it's like
Yes.
about people making fun of your name. So
Yes.
sounds like you're referencing that.
No, I wasn't, but
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Right. You know, and I mean, yeah, some shit's funnier than others, and you hear it less often, and ultimately, but yeah, that lore, that stuff, is so unbelievably tired especially because it was so early on when people knew nothing else about me besides that in fighting games and Marvel, right? So my entire character, quote unquote, was born from like Woolie the Liar stole my pie, when's Marvel, and threesome stuff, you know, and fighting games, right? Oh, he played Street Fighter instead of coming to record Kirby's Epic Yarn, and that was it. So, you know, for a while you kind of have nothing to go on, and it is what it is. So I it's not surprising, but yeah, it definitely just is no. It's just no surprise that after years it just got really, really tiring, you know. And it also is like I just hate, like, it's just the most. Anyway, I don't know. I don't mind embarrassing photos of me, and I definitely, like, I embarrass myself. I don't have shame. I fucking did JoJo underwear photo shoots for my content. You know what I mean? Like, I have the intro to this very LP consists of me making really uncomfortable noises, zooming in really uncomfortably up to my face, and making people feel really weird about themselves.
Until the voice was changed.
Yes, I'm very willing, you know, to throw myself under the bus for the goof.
One thing I would have to say, I respect Pat in that. He revels in that. He loves that like everyone's making fun of him because I don't know, but
making fun of him?
Yeah, making fun of him.
Right?
Yeah, that's his thing. He loves being people making fun of him.
Yeah. I mean, is that in contrast to me?
I would say so, yeah.
You think?
Okay, can Pat be hurt in the feelings?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
You've known him for a long time.
No.
Maybe you don't know him as well.
No. I've known him for a long time, but I don't interact with him as much as I interact with you or
okay.
Right?
Okay, fair enough. So you don't know him as well, but you've known him for a long time.
Yeah. So that's the same thing.
100%. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. But all that to say that I mean, dude, I definitely wouldn't film myself doing embarrassing things if I didn't encourage me being made fun of in these ways. Like, it's hilarious, you know?
Because I see, like, for example, he does often, when people make memes of him and edit the memes like that, making fun of him,
yeah.
he shares them. He, like, I don't know, it's just...
Yeah. Sorry, I just...
Right.
I retweet just about every fan art that comes my way as well. I mean, this is what we all do.
Like, for example, the cube.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. Or like any weird shit about my Overwatch controls, or any weird shit about I don't know. But anyway, I think though that, like,
fuck.
I forgot my point. I guess yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. So yeah. I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, do you think that, like, I don't feel that way? I'm trying to understand if that's what you mean.
I think you have a lighter skin than Pat. Well,
you are crazy.
I am?
Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, I understand the irony of saying that in response to that sentence. But Min, okay, I
see what I mean?
I do.
I don't know Pat as much as you do.
Yeah.
So maybe my view of him might be wrong.
It's not about that as much as I just think you might not necessarily know just how much I've been the butt of the joke for how many years.
Okay.
Like, you might not have the full picture on it, right?
Okay.
But, like, literally from 2011 till about 2017 or so, like, every joke was just about how awful, and, like, it was pretty, like, I'm the punchline.
Yeah, okay, well, look.
And, like, there's no way you get around to that much, like, I definitely had to develop thick skin to deal with the fact that I was the
maybe
punchline.
the word of developing a skin is different, but the way I was actually trying to say, and as I explained that so well, is that when people make jokes of when you're the butt of the joke,
Yeah.
right? It's let's say humiliating. It could be humiliating, right? But the way I see Pat, it feels like he's like, all right, come in, send all the butt jokes to me. He's like, he welcomes it, but you don't welcome it. You don't welcome. You're like, oh, okay, that's funny or not funny, wow. But you're not like, all right, bring it on, bring everything the jokes on me. You don't welcome people to do that.
Interesting. Okay.
Am I right?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong because it might. I mean, I might just like if I think about myself, I think about like I think of the many times where I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely like the absolute butt of the joke and totally embracing that in some ways. But the stuff that I was trying to talk about in the beginning with the tired jokes was a matter of just like you said, making fun of names, for example. Like at a certain point, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, keep making fun of my name, because you're just like, I'm really tired of hearing that, you know?
Right.
So you understand the difference between the two?
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same-
I went at a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I also think that it's ironic because the defense of how thin-skinned you are, or how defending how thick-skinned you are, is ironically literally just calling you out for being thin-skinned. It's literally the thinnest skin thing you can do when someone says you have thin skin is to say, no, I have thick skin. So like the irony is not lost on me, and I think it's hilarious. That's the case. But yeah, dude, nah, man. Like I said, I pull my pants off for these videos. I don't give a shit, you know. I deep-throated a banana in one of the videos that the Donkey Kong video that we did with Matt, you know, like shit gets pretty embarrassing, you know. But if it's funnier than it is embarrassing, then you have to do it. You have to go for it. No question.
No. Hold on a second. I need to save this person because it's gun. Oh wait, does no damage, that's right.
Wow, you saved it.
I saved him.
Oh.
But I need, because he's the only one who has this weapon.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I feel like something that I don't know, I kind of feel like the reaction to times when we would like go back and forth of like making fun of each other and stuff. I feel like Matt would definitely be someone who was a bit more thin-skinned.
Okay.
You know, I feel like there's examples of times when he'd kind of like, you know.
Yes, I can see that.
Right? He'd take it a little heavier than we would in some cases. And for a long time, it kind of was like yeah, it was like basically like, you know, like Matt and Pat make fun of me. Pat gets made fun of for his own weirdness. No one really makes fun of the boss man, you know. There was a bit of that dynamic in place, and eventually kind of it changed up, and you know, we all kind of got thrown under the bus and stuff. But yeah, I guess when I think about it, I guess I'm like I see like two types of things where like the more you talk about it, the more you don't make your point. I'm doing it again. I'm filling for time and just over-elaborating.
This bus, and I cannot really talk back because this bus is really hard.
I know, and it's taking a really long time. So I'm trying. So like, on the one hand, I feel like I might be clarifying my point, but I'm actually making it worse.
I'm doing the same thing as you. Oh yes, I got it.
But it's because this boss won't fucking die, so we can't end this fucking session because it's 2 hours and some plus now. And I'm like, okay, can we go? Can we wrap it up? But we can't. So instead, I dig a hole further and further as I explained that I'm like, I
have a problem with over-explaining things too.
Yeah,
right?
as I explained that I'm like, no, I have thick skin.
There's nothing worse Well, I think for me, there's nothing worse than people not understanding what I'm saying. So the more I try to explain, the more it gets worse.
Why is that happening? Why did heal?
Because now I can shoot him, I can just kill him normally.
Okay.
Like I destroyed his, like let's say his armor, indestructible armor.
Okay.
Now I can fight him normally.
Right, so again, this boss fucking doesn't die. So here I go again, resuming the subject matter. Yeah, I'm like early on, like it was just like I admittedly at the beginning I was surprised at how much I was getting made fun of, right? Like, do you know about the shitstorm stuff?
Yeah, it's all about you.
Yeah, literally every single year. Every episode of every year is about Woolie jokes, right? Like all the dumb things they have done, or all the embarrassing things, or just like stupid things, and surreal stories and fake stories, like lots of that stuff, you know? And so, like, and I guess, you know, I guess the fact that I talk about it in a way where I'm like, yeah, they didn't really have anything else to talk about, betrays that I'm like, yeah, you know, like, okay, it's a bit lopsided, it's not even, and that does betray that I'm not just saying like, yeah, make fun of me as much as you want, you know, I embrace it all, right? It kind of shows a sign of like, I guess that did bother me in some way, but it's not a full-on thing. But I definitely do think that we all do have those points, and I've seen it with Pat for sure. I just think, yeah, I think perception might be a little bit shortened.
Shortened. I mean, every short jokes about that, I feel it on me too, because I'm shorter than him.
Wario.